Can I put on a German accent?
Right.
My replies.
So welcome to the first episode of JETBLACK Lockdown Listening Sessions. So what we're doing is we're going to take a track or two and we're going to play it to some music industry people and we're going to gather their feedback. And something to always bear in mind is that music being art, it's the most subjective thing in the world. Their feedback is not necessarily right or wrong. It's tough and it's very difficult to put yourself out there and open up to criticism as an artist. So, you know, it's your music and it's your art, but it is always good to get some constructive feedback that may help you see things from another perspective. We're going to have a bit of fun with this. And we've got a great fun panel of guests joining us today. Introducing Abby Nurock, long-time DJ, avid vinyl collector, someone who pretty much lives, breathes, eats, sleeps music. I think that's...
Right now I'm breathing and eating and sleeping my vinyl.
Yeah, exactly.
Surviving.
Then we've also got Kostakis, a man behind many aliases, Crazy White Boy, Strange Loving, Kostakis, and there's another one. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that other. Who is
David Guetta?
Yeah, shit. Gave it away. Gave it away.
Calvin Harris.
Exactly. Costa has had some chart-topping singles, and he's also released alternative music on some of the most respected labels in the electronic music world. We've got Blanka Mazimela, and Blanka is a very upcoming producer-songwriter in South Africa in the electronic music scene. He's also the head of the music production department at Boston College, South Africa, and is part of the African electronic music band Bantwanas. Blanks, you just had a release out on Get Physical. You've got another one coming this week. Very active. So we've got a panel of true music aficionados. We've got, you know, some real personalities and opinions here. Right, guys. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to play you guys two songs. It's actually two versions of the same song. Now, Costa, I know you've heard the song before. There's a little bit of...
They kick drum a couple times.
There's a little bit of a controversy over this track, right? It's an artist that all of you know, Aero Manyelo, and he worked on the song. It's unreleased, and there's two versions of it, right?
Okay, yes, I know this song.
So the song's called Pretty Pretty. The first version has a scratchy vocal, you know, and the second version has a smooth vocal. So before I say anything more, let's listen to the track. Let me know what you guys think. So what are our initial thoughts? We can go from left to right. Costa.
I have heard this track before. Not only because I've heard it before, because I've actually remixed it. So I've heard it a lot. You know what my comment? Well, everyone needs to know my comments. I love the track itself. I think all the elements are strong. It's difficult. You know what's so hard about this type of feedback is because when the person that you're criticking is such a credible artist and has done so much on labels, big labels, get physical, whatever, and his own label as well, Herbal. But like the thing is, for me, parts of the vocal I battle with, and that's my honest truth. And I'm giving you straight up criticism.
Of course. It's just, guys. Do you want to give your feedback on this, or do you want to hear the other version first?
No, wait. I actually want to jump on that quickly.
Yeah.
The weirdness of the vocal, like it's weird, but then when you actually get used to it, it's like, okay, it actually is supposed to be like that. I think fixing it and fine-tuning it and straightening it out and stuff will make it lose that thing that it has about it. Like there's this thing that you can't put your finger on.
The uneasy feeling before it comes together.
So this track, I mean, this has been the battle with it. It's an unreleased track from Aero Manyelo. He's done 2 versions of it, and it's kind of like, well, which version do we work with? You know.
My remix.
Should we listen to a little bit? Yes, of course.
It reminds me a lot of, it's a very kind of superflu monkey safari sound.
Yes.
That like, it's the instrumentals with the weird kind of melodic voice. Like I love that Monoberry record vibe. Yep. I like that. So let's hear the second one.
I mean, let's hear the second one. Let's listen to a little bit of the second vocal.
It's probably a good label suggestion, actually.
So, I mean, this paints a bit of a picture here, you know. It's the same track, just the one has an edgier, you know, riskier vocal, and this one's got a much smoother.
Thing is, it depends who they are. Dude, Jamie Jones got away with it.
I definitely prefer the first version.
Yeah.
I like it because it's... Oh, wait, hold on.
Weird.
Oh, wait.
No.
It's more unique.
Yeah.
The second version is definitely more kind of marketable, mainstream, more relatable to the average. But the first one I feel like is way edgier and more unique.
So the trick here is both versions.
Yeah.
No.
B-sides. A-side, B-side.
Okay. So
let's hear the first version again from the breakdown quickly, because just hear that vocal.
It's
Talk to us, Blanka.
This one is too cleaned up. It's too.
I agree. It's for the radio. It's too.
Like it's
accessible.
Too straight. But I also think even if you're sending this one to radio, I don't think you would have, like there's a thing about this song, the weirdness. This is the clean one.
So are we on for the? It's pretty much. Let's take a vote. Costa, first or second version?
I want to hear it again. The thing is, it's difficult because.
You've heard the song a lot. If you had to choose, which version do you choose?
Thing is,
let's come back to Costa.
Because I've heard them both now. So if I had never heard the first one, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Musically correct from like a, from composer level, the first one shouldn't make sense because it's not 100% in key, but the thing is when the vocal kind of range and stuff, and it's also not as clean, so it almost sounds, it's got like some vulnerability, or it shows the, like it's not like a clean vocal like in today's production where you'd spend so much time cleaning up the vocal. Yeah, it's got a rawness, so it shows the vulnerability of the vocalist. I'm not saying anything horrible to her, it's a beautiful voice, but at certain points it feels like she's hitting her, like it's her breaking point in terms of vocal range. So, but that track also shows that, so I understand. So, had I never heard the first one, I would never have known. But just to put the first one away forever and let no one hear it doesn't make sense. So I'll have to go with track number one.
Track number one. Abby.
Okay, so I, beside the vocal, I prefer track number one's composition. It's a lot kind of more journey vibe. It's less predictable. I wasn't expecting the different elements when they came in. I also prefer the first one's vocals, although the second one's vocals are a lot more memorable. I think
so guys,
predictable, but not in a bad way,
This is the same vocalist,
but
by the way.
I prefer number one.
It's the same vocalist. Yeah, it's the same vocalist. Blanka.
I think number one is more unique, so I go number one.
Yeah, there's also no effects on the first vocal, really. It's very, very naked and kind of, it's very dry.
I also find the first one's definitely more local sounding. I don't know if that was intentional.
Yeah, there we go, local, so traditional,
Whereas the second one could be.
Look, for me, I think if I were to hear that on a dance floor, and it's one of those things where it's going to be the song that I'll actually remember, because I'll be able to actually be like, I heard this vocal somewhere, but I don't know where.
It does,
and it sticks out. That's the thing.
And you were jamming to the first one.
And the clean version, like the cleaned up version, it's just like it's
forgettable. It's
forgettable, So that's what I'm saying. Like it's as weird as it sounds in the vocal when it comes in. It's like, but then you actually, I don't know if the instrumentation and everything just works with that vocal so well.
I find like you get a more personal interaction with the first song. It draws you in more. With the second one, I kind of listen to it as a background song.
Well, I'm in full agreement with you guys. I think the first vocal stands out. It's got some personality. It's risky, and the second vocal is very safe. And I don't want to use the word forgettable, but it's certainly a safer option. Now that we've chosen, everyone's in agreement here. It's unanimous. It's track number one. It's definitely track number one. Now you guys need to vote on track number one. What do you give the track out of 10?
Okay. For me, I'll go first so that just get this over and done with. Personally, right? I'd say it's a good 8. The reason why I say it's an 8 is because you'd remember the song, like it actually rings in your head. I think it will be something that can actually translate very well on radio, because you play it once and you're like, I hate the song, but then you play it again and you're like, actually, I love the song, you know?
8 is a high number for a hate song.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's like it's
The hateful
a song
8.
where
What just happened?
Whoa. I hate the song. I'm giving it an 8. I'm giving it a 8. I'm giving it a hate. A hate. Because there's an H in front of the 8.
Oh man.
no, not haters in that sense, but I really think it's something that you can actually listen to. The more you get used to the song, the more it actually becomes more addictive. I don't know.
So it grows on you. It gets momentum.
Yeah, the vocal is still ringing in my head even right now, you know? So if I were to hear it again.
Tomorrow it'll be a 9.
It'll be 8. Production-wise, I'd say that's the reason why it gets the 8. The vocal just adds... The vocal adds the bit of edge to the production.
It's an 8 from Blanka. Abby.
So I would definitely buy it on vinyl. So I get a solid 8. I give a solid 8 for it. It's a win. So ironically, I love the vocal, but for me, the first one's production was the unique part that rang true for me. So like I said, it feels like I'm dancing on a dance floor at a day party, and it's just that great kind of journey melody that just, it's a happy song. Makes you feel good. So yes, an 8.
An 8. Costa.
Yes.
Look, I'm Aero's biggest fan, and I've known him many years, going back to, I was in production class with him. So I've known him for a very long, 11 years. I was sitting next to him, you know, making dodgy house beats. So in terms of what he's capable of, I mean, I've heard what he makes and what he can make. See, the thing is, if you listen to the track, there's parts in the track, so I'm trying to visualize it now, but the parts of the, see, the thing is, it's almost like the track, it was put together, not like sloppy, but it's kind of like, there's not smooth transitions. So these pianos come in, there's no real transitions into them. They just start playing and there's unexpected bits, like almost like the one track that rang to mind, even though they're different, is like Hungry for the Power, Jamie Jones. That track, that vocal, that track doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not in key. Dude, like the melodies don't make sense. The vocal's weird. Hungry for like all these weird, and you're like, what is going on? But it does work. It becomes a classic. So for that reason, I'm going to give him a 7. Okay. 7. Just because of the fact, I mean, I love him to death, and you know this, so it's not like a, you know, is what it is. Just because the vocal does still disturb me, but that 7 could become a 9 after time. I don't know. I need to hear it even more than I've already heard it. You know, because
definitely would like to hear it one more time.
Yeah, let's hear it one more time, and then let me give you another number. Let's just hear
one more time. Which version? Version number 1.
Number 1.
Of course.
Number 1.
Has to be number 1.
Version number 1. Let's take it in a little bit. Impressions, Costa. What we got? Still at 7, or we taking it up to 8?
I love it.
Make sure you stay by.
It has to sound like this.
If I could turn back the hands of time, I would make sure you stay by.
Right, guys, what's the final consensus? Are we still at the same scores all around?
Do you know why I like this vocal? Even though it's not as smooth as the second one, it's like a staccato kind of uneasiness, but it keeps you drawn into the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
it
does.
keeps you interested.
Yeah, it challenges your mind into asking questions about the song, which is, so I'm gonna push it up to an 8.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I don't get to vote. That's a 24 out of 30. I think that's a solid score.
Yeah.
So
That's 80%, right?
It's amazing.
80%.
Thank you.
No,
Fucking genius.
I really think it's just, I don't want to compare it to a Hey Hey, but it has that thing that Hey Hey
I
has.
love it. I love it.
Okay, we're in consensus. We love this track. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for joining me on the first episode of this. Hopefully you'll join me on future ones. To the listeners and the watchers out there, please let us know what you think of the music that we're listening to, and if you have some unreleased music that you would like us to listen to, send it over to info@jetblack.co.za. We'll leave the email address in the description below. Thank you, Costa. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Blanka.
Thank you.
My name's Jarrad Treger from JETBLACK, and till next time. Cheers.
Blanka's learning a party. Yes.